All rise.
I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling,
It's not worth it. She needs to be worthy of you.
compassionate,
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
she's powerful,
Absolutely not. How dare you do that?
and she's on the bench.
Both of you all that did wrong, we will stand adjourned.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Ava Martin is suing Nicole Rapp in the amount of $1,120. Ms. Martin claims she lent the defendant a tiara for her wedding and says Ms. Rapp never returned the family heirloom.
Two close friends on opposite sides of my courtroom. That's always tough. You know, it's just always tough. And I understand that based on the complaint that this involves a tiara that was a family, I would think an heirloom that had been very, very special. And so you're suing your friend for $1,120 because you're saying that it was never returned to you. First of all, I want to know about your relationship. How do you know each other?
Well, we met 5 years ago. We have a friend in common, and Emma. And I work with Emma, and I don't have that many girlfriends. So Emma said, you know, her friends were moving back from Jersey back to LA. And so Nicole was one of those friends. And since 5 years ago, we've just created a small friend group, and that's how we met.
Right. And so how is it that you all are, you know, opposite sides of my courtroom today? I mean, what is going on?
Well, I lent my tiara, as you were saying, that was gifted to me by my mother to wear at my wedding, and hopefully one day my daughter to wear at hers. And then Nicole announced her wedding, and I thought it was a good gesture to let her use it for her wedding. But then she did not wear it, and then I never heard back about
All right,
returning
hold it. So, all right, Nicole, talk to me. You all met 5 years ago,
Right.
and that you all have been friends, and you would describe the relationship as a good relationship?
It was a maintainable relationship.
Ooh, that's different. That's
yes,
different.
Very, very different. My best friend from very young, pre-high school, was work besties with Ava.
You were getting married.
Yes.
And so Ava knew that you were planning to get married. And did she offer you this tiara?
She never spoke anything about the tiara. I brought up I didn't know what to do with my hair for my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I did mention that through her wedding, she had a nice tiara on. That's all that was said about a tiara. One day, I have mail at my doorstep, and it's a tiara. It's in a beautiful box with flowers, a nice little handwritten card, and a text message sent as well. And it was the tiara. Very blindsided, never asked for it, anything. Wasn't any written agreement that I would be returning it or anything like that.
So hold on just a second. Did you tell her beforehand that you were going to send the tiara and that you were letting her borrow the tiara, Ava? Or did you just say, oh, this is a lovely gesture on my part, she's getting married, I'm going to put it in the box with the flowers with a nice note and send it to her?
Yes, I decided it was a nice gesture, kind of as a surprise. Although I have mentioned this tiara in the past, it's something that I talk about often. It's very special to me. I talk about it before my wedding, during my wedding. So it is something that I bring up, that it has a lot of value.
That wasn't the question.
Okay, so
that wasn't the question.
So, Nicole, had you heard about the tiara before?
I've heard about it when I seen it in the photos, but to say I've been around when multiple conversations have happened, I cannot say that that is true.
Do you know that the tiara was worn by her mother and that she planned to pass it down for generations?
I saw it in photos, but tiaras all look the same. I do not know that that is the same tiara.
So you invited her to be in the wedding?
Yes.
And the wedding, the bridal shower.
She was my bridesmaid, and as a bridesmaid, she never got me a gift. So I'm getting a surprise tiara to my house in a gift form that would be a gift from my bridesmaid, which is why I'm under the impression that the tiara is a gift. You're asking me back.
So what happened to the tiara? I mean, maybe I can just cut through this and we can. So at that point, did you say, okay, Ava, let me go back, let me have someone check at the venue, let me see if I can figure out what may have happened to the tiara. I mean, at least make the effort.
Right. I did call the venue. It was not found for whatever reason, but at the time that we did get into the dispute, I did not call with urgency because of the way I was addressed about a gift.
Well, how are you addressed about a gift? Tell me what happened.
She's asking me for her tiara back, and I'm very confused. We're all caught off guard. Wait, you didn't gift her that tiara? You want the tiara back? That was more so the main argument versus like, where is it right now?
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
But why not go the extra step?
Well, over the course of 5 years, it's now being clear that we're not as close as I thought we are.
And later,
we started arguing a lot. From March to April, we started fighting over like money problems and his career.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Ava Martin, who is suing Nicole Rapp for property loss.
So in the note that you wrote her, did you say, hey, Nicole, you know, this tiara is the one that I've talked about. I wore it in my wedding. My mother wore it in her wedding. I am loaning this tiara to you for your wedding day. But why not go the extra step and say, my mother wore this, I wore this. This is what I intend for my daughter to wear.
Especially because she texted me.
Just a second.
Well, over the course of 5 years, you know, it's now being clear that we're not as close as I thought we are. I thought we were closer. But over all these years, I mentioned how special it was. I did send a message saying I hoped she would feel like a princess at her wedding like I did. I did want the element of surprise. I wanted that to get to her house and for her to be like, oh my goodness, this is the tiara that Ava talks about and has worn.
Okay, so you were about to say the text message. What did she say in the text message?
I have it right here, Your Honor. Sent you a little something as a good luck charm to get you through the day. Heart. I hope you feel as much of a princess as I did on my wedding day. Sent you a little something, not lent you a little something. Therefore, you're sending me a gift. It is a gift. You did not lend it to me. I am not borrowing it. I did not ask for it. Where in that does it say I want my tiara back or I'm lending my tiara to you? Nowhere.
In our 5 years of friendship.
My understanding from the response to the complaint is that you didn't even wear the tiara.
No, the day of the wedding, I had like a braid princess boho chick type of hairstyle, so it just didn't go.
So what kind of what?
My hairstyle was in a braid.
Oh, braid, okay.
And on top of that, my color theme was gold and white. Her tiara is rose gold, which didn't even match with what I wore, so I did not wear it. But it's the day of wedding. Things are going, you know, out of schedule, out of plan. I don't know where the tiara is. So when she's asking me after I get back from my honeymoon, we have a girls' night, and I'm telling them, you know, how my honeymoon was, probably a little TMI, she's asking for a tiara. First of all, buzzkill, you're killing the mood asking for a tiara.
Was the tiara ever at the place where you were getting married? Was it in your house, your apartment, your condo? Where was the tiara?
Yes, as a gift, I did bring it because it was a bridal gift, so I did bring it. We didn't know what my hairstyle would be, which is how it all came about because I didn't know how I would wear my hair. But because day of we went with the braid style, it no longer goes with my dress, nor does it match with my dress. It's there as like, these are my gifts, they're props, you know, it was a pretty tiara. It was just there with the rest of my gifts. Like my bridal shower got me shoes that I did not wear on my day of my wedding. It was just there. So it could very much still be there. To answer your question, I do not know where it is.
Have you made any effort to try to find it for her? I mean, given how special that you now understand how special this tiara was or is to her and her family. So at that point, did you say, okay, Ava, let me go back. Let me have someone check at the venue. Let me see if I can figure out what may have happened to the tiara. I mean, at least make the effort.
Right. I did call the venue. It was not found for whatever reason, but at the time that we did get into the dispute, I did not call with urgency because of the way I was addressed about a gift.
Well, how were you addressed about a gift? Tell me what happened.
she's asking me for her tiara back, and I'm very confused. We're all caught off guard. Wait, you didn't gift her that tiara? You want the tiara back? That was more so the main argument versus like, where is it right now?
Ava, do you not see any responsibility on your part for how this got to be such a problem and that you're now in court today? So you were at the wedding, you were in the wedding, you know she didn't wear the tiara. Might you have looked around where you all were getting dressed and kind of thought about, oh, she's not wearing the tiara, let me figure out where the tiara is?
Well, it being her wedding day, I was also kind of just enjoying the wedding, being part of the party. As the situation has escalated is when I've realized that I don't have a friend in Nicole as I thought I did. So along the way, it felt more innocent, you know, saying, here, hopefully you wear this at your wedding. Then Nicole did not wear it. Then I thought, okay, I'll let Nicole go on the honeymoon. I'll ask later. So on my end, I felt that I was patiently waiting.
I get it.
As a friend.
Yeah, that would have been really rude to go up to her right after the wedding ceremony and go, girl, where is my tiara? Give it up. I want it. But under these circumstances, I think Nicole makes a strong case that she did not understand that this was a loan. And it's unfortunate that we end up here. But under these circumstances, I think it's reasonable that she would assume that this is a gift. And therefore, for those reasons, I am denying your claim. I would hope that if this ever got into a situation like this again, that's something so sentimental, that you would be very explicit with what's going to happen with that piece of whatever it is. We will deny the plaintiff's claim and we will stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Not only have I lost a tiara that I was hoping to give my daughter, but I've lost a friend.
And I've lost a gift.
Coming up.
And so this time it was a Valentine's Day gift surprise, and I surprised him.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Sasha Rubinchick is suing Brandon Main in the amount of $1,800. Ms. Rubinchick claims she surprised Mr. Main with a trip for Valentine's Day and says he promised to pay her back for his half, but never did.
So you all are here and you are suing him for some $1,800, is that correct?
Yes, I'm suing my ex-boyfriend for $1,800 for the ticket that I purchased for both of us, but he promised to pay me back, but he never did.
So let's start back from before the ticket was bought, all right? How did you all meet? And tell me about the relationship.
Well, we met 3 years ago. We've been dating for 3 years now, and we met through mutual friends. And I felt she was very nice, very supportive, always seemed somebody who asked a lot of questions and cared a lot. And so we started going out, we started dating. It seemed very much like she knew exactly the kind of person I was and respected and everything, and we communicated everything to each other.
It was a great relationship, Your Honor.
And it was for how long?
It was for 3 years.
3 years.
For 3 years?
Yeah.
And we lived together for a year.
What happened specifically about this trip and this $1,800?
So every year I book a trip for us and I pay up front, and he usually pays me back. And so this time it was a Valentine's Day gift surprise, and I surprised him, but he looked very unhappy about it because of the problems with his career that he was going through.
Okay, let's get down to the real basics here.
Coming up.
But then how am I supposed to support his career choice? And he can't support me, like going on the trips or vacations. And
Sasha, you are being realistic.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Sasha Rubinchick, who is suing Brandon Main for travel expenses.
So, you all went on a trip every year?
We did. We always like to go on small trips and then usually one big trip a year.
So one big trip a year.
Yes.
And this was Valentine's Day gift,
This
and
was.
she decided she was going to surprise you.
Which she had never done before.
Oh, she'd not ever
No, we've
surprised you before.
always communicated where we were going and how much it was before we
Okay.
actually got a trip booked.
Okay. But this time she didn't do that.
No, this was the first time.
This is the first time. And why were you upset?
Well, there was a lot of different changes going on in our life at that time. And
Tell me about them.
well, I had just left my engineering job of 7 years, left behind the salary, left behind the benefits that came along with it.
Why?
I wanted to become a freelance photographer. It was a hobby that I've always wanted to pursue, and so finally we had talked about it, and it was something that we felt that I could finally pursue on my own. And
Okay,
leave my job.
and you supported him in that decision.
I did know that he wanted to pursue his career in a new way and do the photography, and I
Right.
supported him.
What happened with this time?
Well, this time, since I had left my job, now we obviously didn't have the income that we had before. We had hers, but now we had mine, which was now based on however much I worked.
Right, that
So
makes
it's safe to
sense.
say we didn't have the money we had before.
Okay.
I thought we agreed mutually that this was not something that we could afford. So I was just surprised. And initially I said yes to the trip as something that I thought maybe we could make the money for.
Right.
But then soon realized it was not something we could, so I told her we needed to cancel the trip.
It
Seems
all
to me that he had
escalated.
a legitimate reason for not wanting to go on the trip for financial reasons. And what was your response?
I didn't think that we need to cancel. I thought we would, go over it and talk it through and find some solutions.
And so
for,
what
for
happened?
that problem. We started arguing a lot, fighting over money problems and his career.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
So when you, quote unquote, surprised him with this, what I'm hearing is that had never happened before. That you all had already talked about finances. Had you all discussed this before you booked the trip, then he would have been in a position to say, hey, listen, Sasha, we just can't afford this. We cannot afford this.
But then how am I supposed to support his career choice? And he can't support me, going on trips or vacations and...
Sasha,
Yes.
you aren't being realistic. You just weren't. You all had talked about finances. You couldn't afford this trip for $3,600. Based on what I've heard today, Sasha, I'm going to deny your claim of $1,800, and I wish both of you well. We'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
It was our path to go different ways.
I'm sorry it worked out the way it did, but I wish you well in everything, and thank you for supporting me when you did.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.